What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How are we doing? Happy Sunday. Hopefully you're all enjoying your weekend. It's currently 57 degrees here in Michigan. It's Sunday, March 20th, 5 p.m. Let's put together a watch list for this upcoming week. What do you say? So the first thing we're going to start off with, you know the drill here. And if you guys, just a heads up, if any of you guys are new here to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. And if you want to go back and look at any of the previous recordings of Sunday watch list, our Sunday preps, on the playlist section on my YouTube channel, I should have a section right there for you guys. I record all of these, so go through and watch it. A lot of good stuff in them. First thing we're going to look at here is the SPY. Pull up the SPY real quick. We went on a real good rally. Let me pull over the daily here. All last week was good momentum. 4 out of the 5 trading days were green. We're looking here at the daily chart. The SPY. We pushed up out of this wedge or trend that we were in here. Ever since the beginning of 2022, the first 3 months of the year, we've just been retracing and pulling back. And the Feds also came out and did, we're going to be doing 7 interest rate hikes over the course of this year, 7 of them. So with them coming out and saying that, what's up, Emre? Howdy, how's it going? With them coming out and saying that they're preparing the markets, you don't ever want to try to surprise and scare the markets. So with the Feds coming out and saying, hey, look it, we're doing 7 rate hikes over the course of this year, it braces us and the markets for what to expect over the course of the whole year here. So with the SPY rallying up out of this trend like we did here, we rallied up out of this downtrend channel that we were in over the last 3 months. Now what I would be looking for the SPY to do this week, let's get a pullback back down to this trend line, this top trend line here, and maybe ride that trend line. That's what we're going to probably do, or I would want to see happen. Pull back, ride that trend line, gear up, and hopefully we break up over that 200-day moving average with the SPY. I've also heard some talks that we could be gearing up for another melt up. I mean, this is if you look at it, and it's hard to really say what the future is going to be for the indexes, but what it really looks like when you zoom out on it, it's pretty much like a bull flag on the daily chart with the SPY. So that economy is still rock solid. Yeah, we're raising interest rates. We've been in a bull market for the longest time, but this could be just a slight little bear flag or bull flag here, and then we continue to push up to new highs. That could be the situation we're in here. We're just gonna have to take it one day at a time, as we usually do. So starting out Monday, it's going to be important to see how futures gap up or gap down. Really, Monday starting out, I don't really like to try to predict if markets are going to gap up or if they're going to gap down. I usually like to wait and see. I'll glance at the futures maybe at midnight, 2 in the morning, and then I won't really start paying attention till an hour till the market opens. That's when I'll really start to look at the futures and the indexes, which way they're gapping up or down. So good rally with the SPY. Pull back over the intraday chart here. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, it had a real good rebound after that Fed talk there. Tuesday was a good day. Monday was really the only day that was a bummer, and that was right here. Monday was a little bit of a bummer, and then Tuesday we had a good day. Wednesday the Feds talked, and then that's what pretty much somebody flipped the switch, and we just went into a rally into the close, and that pretty much set the pace for the rest of the week. Thursday we trended up all day, and then Friday we trended up all day. So we could be looking at a possible gap up Monday, and then a sell-off right when the market opens. Looking good. Let's take a look real quick too at Bitcoin. See where Bitcoin's at, because I know Bitcoin just had a rally as well. Pull up my web browser here. So Bitcoin's currently at 41,000. Let's blow this chart up. Bitcoin, it topped out, double top up here at that 70,000 up here. And ever since that war broke out with Ukraine and Russia, Bitcoin just got destroyed from 70K all the way down below 40,000. About 35,000 it bottomed out at. And now we've been going sideways right here on Bitcoin. We're up near the high of our range. So Bitcoin could continue to consolidate in this range. And this is a good opportunity, my opinion, to be loading up, loading the boat. Even if we do drop lower to 30,000, Bitcoin, what I plan on doing every week, I'm going to be putting into Bitcoin. So I'm going to be monitoring Bitcoin, and I'm going to be trying to buy in on dips. Every dip, I'm just going to keep buying and buying, because eventually down the road, this can be a year from now, 2 years from now, we're going to get that run up to 100K in Bitcoin. That's what everybody is eyeing. And now that we have more institutions, banks interested in Bitcoin, countries, they have a Bitcoin ETF now in the stock market. It's more accepting, Bitcoin is. It's already proven itself 2 times with big run-ups. So don't miss out on the next big run-up on Bitcoin. There's still plenty of opportunity and time with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, when you start getting involved with all of these other cryptocurrencies like Dogecoin, Sheeb, all of those, I'm not interested in none of those, because most of them are just scams. They're pump and dump type of cryptos. I'm not into that type of stuff. If I'm going to dabble in Bitcoin, it's going to be either with Bitcoin itself or Ethereum, the top 2 cryptocurrencies, and then maybe the top 5 cryptocurrencies, I would say. So when it comes to all of those shady, scammy other cryptos, I'm not going to get really involved with them. I'll just pay attention to Bitcoin and Ethereum, like I said. And then my main focus, bottom line, is still going to be the stock market, you guys. Stocks. This is where I make most of my money. This is where I make my living. So, stock market, it's always paid out for me. Even with, what's that other thing that recently perked up in interest? NFTs, non-fungible tokens, or what's the other one? I think it's NFTs. The art, that got real popular too, but you're going to get on like Instagram and stuff, and you're going to see a lot of people talking about making like stupid money selling NFTs. You guys, it's a big scam. It really is. I mean, to get lucky in somebody buying a digital art piece, it's so random. It's really a stab in the dark. It truly is. And not a lot of people truly get it. It doesn't really make sense. But with the metaverse and what Facebook is doing, I can see it potentially in the future in your virtual home. You're going to want to have art. Maybe that's where it comes into play. But we're at the very early beginning stages of all of that right now. So it's a lot of confusion. Not a lot of people know which direction it's going to truly go in. But always keep an open mind. Just remember that. Always keep an open mind and don't be afraid to adapt and change as the world continues to evolve, right? So don't entirely write it off. So Bitcoin, we talked about that. We talked about the SPY. Now let's talk about the top stocks that popped off last week. Number one, PIK. PIK went on a good run Thursday and then Friday. With PIK, and we talked about this on Friday, they came out with news that they were partnering with Disney for an upcoming movie release, Cheaper by the Dozen 2. Now, anytime you have a penny stock that's going to partner up with a juggernaut like Disney, like a big, well-known name, that's going to get people excited. And sometimes it takes time for news to travel. Remember that. PIK was gapping up Thursday because of that news with the partnership with Disney. And it ran up to a high of, almost 450 right here on Thursday. And then it just slowly retraced down to 3. And you have to think about the shorts that are getting in on this. They're shorting it. They think it's up too much. They overlook the news. This gets a nice slow pullback to 3. And it's holding most of its gains, right? This stock was at right around $1.50 on Wednesday. And you can even see somebody got a little whiff of the news right there before they announced it. So somebody got in before they announced the news. Somebody knew insider information or something. Come in Thursday morning, they announced that news from $1.50. This pretty much times 4 its value. Times 4, times 3 its value with this gap up. And we draw a line out on this. From the previous day here, it runs all the way up to 4 there. We get a nice little healthy pullback on it. It holds, gets a slight little sideways action there at 3, and then just starts building up and building up. And before you know it, from $3, this thing's running up to a high of almost, it touched and kissed $6. So power hour, we had a $3 run up on PIK. Shorts had to cover their positions. Longs were getting in on it. All this volume was exploding in on it right here on this day. Look at the volume shock compared to, there was no volume on it previously. So when all this volume comes in, it's like a lightning bolt hitting that stock. And that's what gives us price action and value. That demand is there, right? Shorts got squeezed on this, and then they got squeezed Friday. But it stalled out right at 750s up here. It wedged out. See, Thursday or Friday, we were getting a nice gap up because this closed at just under 5 on Thursday. And then shorts wake up Friday and it's gapping up again. They're getting squeezed again. So you get another morning squeeze here, but the stock is so exhausted. It just ran nonstop from $1.50 all the way up to $7.50. That's a huge run for a penny stock like this. So we wedge out here Friday, and the stock ends up failing back down to 550s. But it's not entirely over with yet. See, it's not at it's the backside of the move. It's not confirmed. It's not. We're going into a weekend. Now, think about it. We're going into a 2-day weekend, right? Saturday, Sunday. People are all going to get on their computers and whatnot, and they're going to pull up this stock. They're going to read into the news, and then they seen the price action that it did. Now we're going to have more eyes on it come Monday, Tuesday. So PIK, this is not over with yet. We still have a good possibility of running up. Let's look at the daily chart. One thing to note too, this is a newer IPO. This opened back up here November. Early November, mid-November. And it's got a high here at 850. And then its all-time high is right here at 1050. So we ran up to 750, got denied. I'd say if we hold up around this $5 area here, hold up, build, we got a good shot at running back up, testing that high here at 850, and then we could run up and test this high up here at 10. That's the scenario. So I think we still keep eyes on it. Shorts got squeezed already 2 times. I'm going to add PIK to the list. So I'll put, and if you guys are not a part of the Discord here at Trading Learning 101, down in the video description, I should have a link for you guys. Feel free to join this Discord. The weekly chat is open to everybody, Monday through Friday. It's open to everybody. You can come in, see what we're talking about, what stocks we're watching, what we're calling out every day. It's all open for you guys. So a weekly watch list. Take note. Fed meeting. Announced last week. There will be 7 rate hikes over the course of 2022. SPY was green 4 out of the 5 days last week. A very strong rally, and we broke out from our down channel on the daily. Starting off the week, it's just all going to depend if the futures or indexes gap up or gap down. We don't know. So that's the situation we're at, right? We're just going to have to wait to see how they open. Because they could gap up and continue to keep pushing, or they can gap up and they can pull back from there, or we could gap down. We don't know. Take note, Fed meeting announced last week there will be 7 rate hikes over the course of 2022. SPY was green 4 out of 5 last week. And we broke out from our down channel on the daily. I'm going to say we're going to start off slow and then build up as the week progresses. Now we go into top stocks to keep on watch. Number 1, PIK. What else we got here? You know, that one stock, this one was a good one too. We were watching it Friday morning. IXHL. This stock recently, it's a newer IPO, and it was up here at around $95 a share. Up here. It sold off down to 30. Then it ran back up, retested its high at 90. And then from there, it just completely got crushed all the way down to 16 bucks. From 16, it had a good bounce up to 28. That's a nice $12 bounce right there. Tested its high multiple times, failed, continued to get drilled down, and then we went sideways right here. This is beautiful. Right at that 12 bucks, we go sideways, consolidate, and then Friday morning, we got a nice pop from 12 up to 16. Nice $4 quick opportunity there. We had our eyes on it going into the open for any type of follow through or continuation, but it just stalled out. It did. It had to hold that $14, we said, for any type of continuation. So when this thing opened up right here, pre-market, it shot up to just over $16, and then it had this wicked pullback all the way down to $13, just under 13. And then market opens, Trump pulls back, and then from 13 it rips right back up to its high, pulled back, gave back everything again, and it ultimately wedged out and went sideways all right here, right at that 13. We had it on watch though, because it could have easily ripped back up, reclaimed that 14 and that VWAP, and then ultimately squeezed up. The upside potential on this, if this would have broke 16, we would have ran up here to 18, 20, and then 25. This thing has a lot of room to run if it gets that momentum. And this is where you could really make a lot of money. All this upside potential here for a bounce, that's the type of plays you want to be looking out for. All this opportunity right there for a bounce. That's a lot of room. Especially if a stock, you see it clearly sold off like that, and then it starts flatlining like that at that 12 bucks. It's just primed and ready. Easy plays like that. Maybe it comes back next week, but as of right now, it's dead in the water. I will put an alert on it though. I'll put an alert at 14. If it comes back and re-breaks 14, I'll get alerted, and then I can reevaluate it from there. But I won't add it to the weekly watch list. Another stock that's been trending up recently, and one of our members here at Trading Learning 101 called this out. Rome called out Dave. This stock's been trending up from $5.50. It's been trending all the way up to a high of $10 it hit Friday. So it doubled in value, and it's still holding trend. Somebody's looks like somebody's getting squeezed out. Look at this daily chart. The last 9 days, this stock has been green. So shorts would be looking at this and throwing it on their short list, because when this stock does break trend, this thing's going to crack hard, really hard, and that's where shorts make a lot of their money. But if this continues to keep trending up, more people are going to get in on it. It's going to become on more people's radar. They're going to jump in and ride that trend up. And this still really hasn't gotten that euphoric explosion yet. Over 10, it's got room to run up to 12, 13, and then 15 bucks. We break 15, this stock's got room to run up to 18, 20, 22, 25, 30, and then 35. If it breaks 35, it'll be at all-time new highs. So Dave, it's still technically holding trend. Look at this 10-minute. This thing is just straight ramping. It's coming up to highs here. So we're running into a lot of resistance right here. But if it cracks 9 right there, it's got all this room here to free fall. All the way down to around 6 is where it could fall to. I don't think I'll add this to the weekly watch list. It's too risky. I do want to see how it plays out though. So I'm gonna just add it to my list, but I'm not gonna add it to my official list. What else did we have? We had energy stocks go on a nice little bounce. INDO. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. So Monday it opens and then it pushed lower. It failed Monday right here. Pushed lower going into Tuesday. Morning spike failed again. It pushed lower. But then right around noon, that's when it bottomed out. Tuesday, noon, it bottomed out at 2150. It bottomed out there. And from there, the rest of the week, it trended up. So all week from 2150, it had a good bounce up to almost $40. So that's a $20 per share run to the upside. When you look at it, look at that. That's a bit sloppy. That's why it's good to always pay attention to the big picture, you guys. I tell you all the time, and all of you guys, if you're in the Discord, I'm telling you guys, you're missing out. I'm always dropping little golden nuggets in here throughout the trading day. I tell you guys all the time, don't let that 1 minute time frame punk you out. Always focus on the big picture at hand. That's why I don't use that book map no more. And that book map's been getting real popular with Thinkorswim. And I've noticed a lot of people have been gravitating to book map. But the book map, it's going to suck you into micro time frames. And you're going to totally overlook the big picture, meat of the move ideas. And you're going to leave so much money on the table because you're going to be more worried about scalping for pennies. I don't want to scalp for pennies. I want to make dollars per share. That's my goal as a trader. So big picture ideas is also less stressful as well. And you're able to manage your size a lot more easily as well. So we had eyes on energy stocks all week for that bounce and momentum, but the momentum never came. These energy stocks, they were tricky. They were. It looked, every single time it looked like they were going to have momentum, they would pull back and then they'd push up to a new high, but it would push up just a little bit and then it would pull back super big. So these energy stocks, and I'm learning too, when they bounce, they don't bounce like regular stocks. They don't. So technically, we're still holding trend on INDO and most of the energy stocks too. IMPP, this was another one we were keeping on watch. This one broke up from 2, ran up to 3, just under 3 just about. But since that, it's been pulling back to this 225, and it's like it's gearing up. So IMPP, watch for it to run back up, maybe test 3 again, and push up from there, $3.50, $4. But remember what everything I just said about energy. They move. You're not going to get that momentum. They're more of like swing trading, like holding. HUSA is another one. See here. This is the 1 minute. Let's zoom in and make this bigger. See how it was trending down like this? And then it bottomed out clear as day when you zoom out on these charts, and it went range bound like all right here. And then it started breaking up from that range right there around 625 and pushed up to 750s. So this is pulling back and it's trying to hold at all where all this resistance was in this range. So if we can continue to hold up at that 6 level, build up from there, we could run back up to 750. But these are more swing trading type of plays here. They're going to take time. So I'm gonna rate. So energy stocks. Energy stocks did have a good bounce last week, but did not have the momentum. We was anticipating. Energy stocks are weird. They do not move like normal stocks. They are more swing trading type bounces. And you play them when they are hot. Like when all of that just happened with Russia and Ukraine, they were just shooting up and shooting up and shooting up and shooting up. But then after they topped out, they ran for like 2 weeks. And then when they topped out, it was a slow decay all the way down. And even the bounces, there's no momentum in the bounces, but they're slow and little steady grinding bounces. That's how they're liking to bounce. They do not move like normal stocks. They are more swing trading type bounces. Also note, you learn. You learn from these events. Better prepare for when this happens again. I remember back when that you guys all remember when those the drone attacked the oil over the weekend, and oil stocks and ETFs were all gapping up huge Monday morning? What happened? They slowly faded all the way back to where they came from. So it's like energy and oil stocks, you play them when they are hot. But then after they dry up, it's a slow decay all the way back down. Put a period there. So energy stocks, look for nice little steady climb. DWAC. Now this stock had a good rip on Friday. We had this up on our watch list. DWAC got drilled from, it tested that $100 like 5 times, and it just failed to break up over and hold over that 100. So from 100 right here, this thing had a free fall all the way down to like $70, and then it had a little putter bounce here, and it continued down even lower to 68, and it continued to get drilled all the way down to $60. From that 60, it perked up right at the trend here, wedged out, and that's what led to that nice explosion. So look for a continuation on DWAC. Get a nice little pullback, I say, to around the 70, and then from there push up 75, $80 we can push up to with DWAC. And also note that we got a little squeeze forming right here with the moving averages. My 55 and 233 EMA. You got a nice little squeeze forming. So we got that one with that too. So DWAC is looking good. DWAC, nice run. End of day Friday. Let's keep on watch for any follow through. Yeah, this DWAC Friday right here. Just nice long consolidation all day Friday. right at that 67, perks up, pulls back. Look at all that volume come in right here. Right at the end of the day, running from 68 all the way up to a high of like $73. That's a good $5 run on DWAC. A lot of people have a hard time too, like finding stocks to keep on watch, or finding like, how did you know to keep eyes on this DWAC, or how did you stumble upon it? A lot of it really is you continue to watch these stocks for days, weeks, until they just stop performing. A lot of these penny stocks, you guys, they're garbage. Stuff like this PIK, this, even though it went on a good run Thursday and Friday, this is still a garbage penny stock. Chances are it's going to be in play for 2 or 3 days, and then it's going to fade all the way back down to where it came from. And that's when everybody starts to give up on it. But the more bigger name these stocks are, like DWAC, everybody knows about this. Everybody knows it's tied to Donald Trump. It's the Truth social media platform. It's got a lot of hype around the name. So people are going to continue to keep coming back to this, right? That's where we get our price action. Same thing with AMC, Gamestop, all your popular name stocks, Twitter, Snapchat, Nvidia is a real popular one. GameStop looks super bullish. Nice run up to 100. Ran from 78 up to $100. That's a $22 run on Friday. I mean, and this is why I much rather prefer, you guys, I trade stocks. I don't trade cryptocurrencies. There's still a lot of really good opportunity in the stock market. I mean, you're not going to go into cryptocurrency, and a lot of those spam and pump and dump cryptos, what are they moving, like fractions and tenths of a penny? GameStop, it just ran up $22 in one day. You know, at like 200 shares or 500 shares at $22 run up, or even your options contracts. That's good money right there. There's a lot of opportunity in the stock market. And in the world right now, cash is still king. So we got earnings here on GameStop. Looks like it was Wednesday after hours. Or no, they published that Thursday morning. They published that. But then Friday we had a good run up. You got a nice little squeeze forming here too on GameStop. So this could continue to push up. Run up, break 100. We'll probably get a run back up here to like 120 on GameStop. What about AMC? AMC and GameStop like to run together. Yeah, this AMC got destroyed. It's been riding our trend line as support. We can get up over about 16. We can run up to like 1750. And then 18, 20 bucks. That's a good run last week. 1350 up to 16. Meme stocks. Let's keep our eyes on some meme stocks. GME, AMC. I think what was that? LCID. Yeah, LCID had a good run too. Running up here from 2050 up to a high of 26 bucks. That's a good run. And again, broke out of our downtrend here. See, this downtrend, you can easily put this together. It topped out here at 47, and from 47 it got drilled all the way down here, and then it free fell right here. So from 47 it went all the way down to 38, failed right there, and then it continued to push down lower, and it wedged out right here at like 33, and then it had a free fall all the way down to $25. And from there, it went into a long resting period. It just consolidated all right here, resting. That's why I tell you guys to look at these stocks as if they're people. They like to move and then rest. Move, rest. And look at them too like a basketball. A basketball falls, it's going to have that first big bounce and then dribble out. We crack here, we come back, retest the high there. A lot of resistance at 30. Continued to get drilled down. This is sloppy, but it ultimately reversed right here. It's pushing back up. So it's at resistance. If you extend this out, see how it's at resistance right here? Out of all this old, where it was resting right here. So what's probably going to happen, this is probably going to pull back down to this trend line, and you'd look for that trend line to hold and then run back up. Who knows what it does? It could be in a range for a couple weeks from 23 up to 26. But there's some momentum trying to come back into this. It's trying. Worth keeping your eyes on. LCID. I'll add it with GameStop and AMC. All right, what else we got? Looking over at my other, we had ARQQ. This stock was looking really good. We had our eyes on this all last week. This stock is a former runner in the past. I believe it's a low float stock. It's a medium float. ARQQ, the float is 22 million, 23 million. It's a previous runner in the past. You got a nice little squeeze forming here with the 13 EMA and the 50-day moving average. It's been building up. This daily chart looks really good. Really good. It's gearing up right here for a potential rip up to right here. About 25 bucks. ARQQ. There's opportunity here, you guys. And this is why you guys should be a part of the chat here in the Discord. We're out here every single day doing this, you guys. These are the opportunities. We're out here. We're all here to make money. All of us. So you might as well surround yourself with like-minded people that are on the same track as you. So ARQQ, with us gearing up right here, it's definitely still holding up. Let me look at, see here, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, they had a nice explosion right there. And then it trended up. And then 4 days pretty much, the stock has just been consolidating and resting from $16 up to $18, I'll say. Nice $2 range on ARQQ. And it's just resting. 1, 2, 3, 4 days. It's been resting here. And every single time it looks like it's about to crack, bulls come in, they rip it right back up, and it reclaims that 17. I'd keep my eyes on it, definitely. ARQQ. Add that to the list. The airliners all had a good week. Delta Airlines, American Airlines. Look at AAL here. All week. From just below that 14 bucks. 14 had a good run up all the way up to 16.50. So $2.50 run up. All of your airliners had good runs. Delta, American Airlines, Spirit, JetBlue. I think they were all popping off like Wednesday, Tuesday. This stock's, it's a newer IPO too. I think it's worth keeping our eyes on. I'll add hour to my list. Even BKKT's holding up. I don't think it's got much. This is more of like a swing stock. But the daily looks good on it. It was in the longest downtrend. Now it's poking up out of that trend, and it's been getting a nice pullback. Gearing up. Maybe down the road, if this company put out like a hot, fresh press release, and this got a good gap up, BKKT, nice gap up and run up over 8, this thing could definitely run 10, 12. It's got a lot of room to run. And I think it's a low float. Yeah. The float on this stock is only 6.3 million. So a low float stock like this, it's got potential. It just needs a push. KC. Yeah, this one went on a nice 4-day rally. 14 million float. Yeah, this one had a good bounce. When it had that gap down right here from 5 down to 250. I mean, look how beautiful that is. It just bottomed out right there. And from that, nice little perk, pulled back. And this thing never looked back, running all the way up to 6. And then it rested all right here for a day and a half. It rested. And from that $5, another run up here to 750. That's beautiful. BKKT similar to LGVN on the daily right now. I'll look at that 1 second. Let me I'm gonna take a picture of this KC chart. This is a beautiful looking chart here. KC, beautiful multi-day play. Yeah, this one was a real good one, man. Patience. Patience. That would have been key for a play like this. Everybody probably thought, and this is the best case scenario, when it was topping out right there, it did its job. It filled where it fell from. But this thing pulled back here, and I guess it, from the looks of it, it trapped shorts. And they just squeezed the shorts all the way up. And then it pulls back and just holds like a champ right at that 5. Just holds like a champ and rest. And then Friday, look at that grind up. That's beautiful. Bulls were in full control on this one. Full control. That's wild. You said LGVN? Pull up the daily chart. Yeah, it looks very similar to that BKKT. And the flow, oh man, that flow is even lower. The flow on this is only 2.7 million. So with LGVN, yeah, don't give up on this one. Because if it can continue to build up right here at the 650s, and again, if they came out with a press release, that's what this stock needs, is it needs a push. It's primed and ready. So if they ever drop that press release, this thing's going to gap and run. It's got a lot of room to run too. It's got potential to run up to about 12. Well, 10, of course. 12. And then here at like $18. And then our psychological 20. And then 25. There's a lot of potential for this stock. As long as we hold up 650 and build up off that, this thing's primed and ready, my dude. Sure. Even if it got a nice little bounce on it after this downfall, up to $12, that would still be a successful little flip. I'm going to add this to my list here. LGVN. DWAC, we talked about that one. Let's talk about our SG. Now, SG, this stock was in play for us for like 2 weeks. This thing went on a wicked run. Right here on the daily chart, with this gap up to 24, this thing just kept marching every day, all the way up to a high of 40 bucks. SG, Sweet Green. This started running right when all of those energy and oil stocks started popping off. And there was so much hype around energy and those oil stocks. SG didn't really have that much volume, but it was just gradually doing its thing, pushing up. This one was an epic one. Look at the 10-minute. It just kept slowly squeezing up. That's what happened. It perked up here, got a nice rip, and then from there, it just kept squeezing up. Caught shorts right there, continued to squeeze up. Now it's starting to crack, or look like it's starting to crack. So if this starts falling, just be aware. Once a trend starts cracking, this thing can free fall all the way down to 30 and 25, all the way back down to here. That's a big crack if it starts falling. But keep it on the back burner, because if this holds up around this area, it could definitely come back and continue to keep squeezing up. Let me see what the float is. The float is at 85, 86 million. You also got a little squeeze going on. You got the 100-day moving average coming up and about to cross up over that 50-day moving average. Wow, EAR went on a good run. A lot of stocks just went on nice rallies last week. So I think this week we're going to start off with the gap ups. And then Monday, Tuesdays, they're probably going to fade out. And then we'll pick up back up that momentum later in the week. Let me pull something up real quick. All right, let me read this watch list that I get in my email every week. The market has been insanely strong, almost sneaky strong. Like everyone finally blew out of all of their names and things are bouncing on air because no one is left to sell. It's brought back the swing market, some killer swing big picture ideas lately. Just about everything big picture idea has worked lately. But keep selling too soon, thinking these things are working too well and we're in for some sort of reset. Nope. I don't think it's necessary, the big picture idea selection, but rather throw a dart. They're all ramping right now. IMPP, really the trade that sealed the deal on Friday and likely is down 50 cent pre-market given the filing Friday night late. Nice idea versus 320s. Sectors continuing to be a big opportunity. If you notice, we shifted from crude being the thing to China. China has really taken everything with it. I had a plan to pretty much just soak dips after the first big thinking end of the week was going to close strong. Worked perfectly, but as usual, I had nothing left by Thursday afternoon. I think something I could have done better was take my eyes off the shiny object, more MULN, and just focus on what was really given great opportunities all week. Anything China related. MULN had a good run too, yeah. Personally, I thought I had a pretty good read on the trade, but clearly way more strength than I have thought. In my opinion, it's just cover. Everyone doing the same thing, but as I said in Scan Each Day, you can have an opinion and you want, but the only thing that matters is the tape agrees. I did see a lot of traders trying to hammer in each time it faded back, but generally, I think the conversation was pretty good each night in Scan and Lounge. Each level worked fantastically, and really the only way to get bent up on it truly was being stubborn. It did let shorts out pretty easily. Trouble is, most have the fear they'll miss the trade, so end up staying in and going for that slow grind against. We've been saying it all year, you guys, right? This market 2022, the theme is going to be big picture ideas. That's going to be the theme. And it's been like that the first 3 months of the year. All big picture, big time frame ideas we've been trying to base our trades around. And even all last week, we did see some really good opportunities. We did. But if you focused too much on that micro time frame, the 1 minute, you're going to get chewed up and spit out, and you're going to totally blow it. A lot of grinding type of action going on, but on the bigger picture, they're textbook. So improvement of your patience should be a key subject to work on this year. RDBX. See, look at this one. Redbox Entertainment went on a nice run. From $1.80, it ran all the way up to a high of $3.50. Redbox. Dang, look at that beat down. Let's throw Redbox on the watch list. Old runners, RDBX. Old runners, RDBX. Brute. KODK. And SDC. Let me see these real quick. Root, ROOT. See, this one's starting to pick up too. Another penny stock. KODK. I know a few of you guys remember KODK. This thing went insane. A few times. Yep. A few times it went insane. Look at this right here. Back in 2020 summer, when it ran from $2 all the way up to $60. This is opportunity right there. In 3-4 trading days, this thing went from $2 up to 60 bucks. And we see stocks run like this all the time, don't we, guys? All the time. So KODK, this is just starting to heat up again. Right here. If we get up over 750 and 8, this thing could really start running. Remember, like I tell you guys, stocks that ran in the past have memory. They can run again. KODK, nice run up there on Friday. SDC. This one's been trending up too, from $2 up to $3. DIDI. From 2 up to 4. This one was a good one. DIDIKC. MULN. NIO. Yeah, NIO, this one was a good one too. Friday it ran from about 1875 up to a high of 21. Good opportunity there. ZIM. This one's crumbling after having a nice run up. NCLH. This one's been trending up from 17 up to a high of 20 bucks. Norwegian Cruise Lines. How's CCL doing? Yeah, this is doing the same thing. Cruise liners, just with the airliners, right? NCLH. And a lot of stocks really had good runs last week. UAL, United Airlines. Nice trend up. Short sellers are going to be pouncing and stalking a lot of these for when they break that trend. A lot of stocks and sectors had insane good runs last week. Airliners, cruise liners, indexes, just about everything. I think it's JBLU, Jetblue. Yeah. Well, we got AFRM great run this week too. A lot of stuff went on great runs. Man, yeah, look at that. Just straight down from 37 all the way down to 37 all the way down to 26. Flat lines, and from there just straight up all the way to 41 bucks. That's a wicked run. So what could happen, some of these we could see some nice euphoric explosions, and then after that be done for. I'm pretty excited for this upcoming week. MRNS. Oh wow. Yeah, that one just exploded up from 850 to 12. They must have came out with something, news or something. Yeah, it surged after FDA approves epilepsy drug. But MRNS, the float is pretty big on it at 36 million. And then the daily chart, see how it ran right up to that 200-day moving average? It kissed it at 1250 and then got rejected super hard. And it gave back most of its gains. So when you have a spike, man, you at least want to see the stock pull back and hold most of its gains. When a stock pulls back and gives back practically all of its gains, that's weak, man. It's practically dead. But what you could do, I would set an alert 1150. If it breaks back over 1150, maybe you can re-pull it back up and reevaluate the situation. But until now, this stock's dead in the water. So especially going into next week, Monday, people are going to forget about this stock because other stocks are going to pop up, you know? So remember, don't fall in love with penny stocks. Most of them are garbage. They're only in play for maybe a day, 2 days. New ideas and stocks pop up, gravitate people's attention. That's why here in the Discord, I always tell you guys, you want to think of volume as seagulls. Where is it at? Think of volume as seagulls. They're going to jump on the hottest stock, and then something new pops up, they're all going to run over to that. Just like seagulls running to all the trash and garbage at the beach. They're scavengers. So once you start thinking like that, you're thinking outside of the box. That's where you start having an edge over everybody else, and you really start to see that human nature truly does not ever change. It's the same. That's why we see patterns happen over and over and over again. That was a quick, real pop, though. You had to be super fast with it. PHUN. Got a lot of resistance, but good trend. Nice slow grinder on it, but I feel there's a lot more opportunity out there in the markets. This stock ran from $2.20 up to $2.80. And all of these other stocks I've been pulling up and talking about, they've been going on $5 runs, $8 runs, $10 runs. This is going to run into resistance at 350. It just trended from 220, so you're going to want to see 250 hold up as support. Let it pull back, bounce off 250, work its way back up to 3. But you got to hope that volume stays interested in this stock, because this is just a penny stock. It's kind of hard to keep volume's attention with these stocks like this, especially if you have different stocks popping up. Makes sense? But as I would say, you can keep eyes on it if you got interest in it. Look, watch for your 250 to hold up as support. Build up off that to your $3. $3 is going to be your resistance. That's more of a swing trading type play, PHUN. And I think that this is what is this? I wanted to say like a pharma, but it's a software platform. You ever get up over $4, you got room to run. There's a lot of bag holders in on this stock. You got to think about when this stock ran up right here. See how it got denied up there with that long upper wick? And look at all that volume. There's a lot of bag holders up at these price levels. So any type of pop in this stock, you're going to run into all of these people who've been holding it since November. What was that one that ran with DWAC? No, there was another one that ran really, really good with DWAC. Old Army guy called it out one time. I forget the name of it though. See, like, look at this one. Who called it out? Daniel F. See how REVB here? This one went from $1. It ran up to $1.80 in one day, dude. One day, this one stock ran up 80 cents. And then it pulled back to $1.20. And from $1.20, it pushed up to $1.80. There's more volatility in this one, and it moves a lot more than that PHUN. This PHUN, this thing's moving like 10 pennies a day. Yeah, I mean, to make money on a stock like this, you really need to load the boat. And anytime you have to buy more shares of something, I don't care how volatile the stock is, anytime you buy more shares, you're taking on more risk, right? So to help combat that risk and putting your exposure out there and loading the boat in these penny stocks, focus on stocks that have volatility and range. That way you don't have to buy that many shares and you can make money off of really good swings, man. 50 cents, $1. That's where you really start gravitating to, because people get so much unrealistic expectations with these penny stocks. They think in reality of, well, at $1, I can, or 50 cents or a penny, I can buy 100,000 shares. And if this stock runs up $1, I'm rich. That's the way they think. And it's their greatest downfall. Even that's why with stocks under $2-3, I don't really pay attention to them because they move fractions of pennies. You really got to load the boat on them. And I know that a bunch of rookies and noobs that don't know what they're doing are in on these stocks. And it's going to lead to unpredictable movement, sellers, bag holders, what is it called? A cult, just like AMC, right? When you think about it, everybody was all on the AMC and they're all saying, don't hold the line. They're all underwater, man. And you comment one thing on social media, you're going to get attacked by a lot of people because they've all been holding on to AMC, regretting it, tying up their money ever since last summer right here. So everybody is all underwater on this stock. It's just, you just have to think differently and outside of the box. Well, the buy and hold strategy worked for the longest time because back when GameStop squeezed up, it got a lot of people's attention and interested in the stock market. And literally, all you had to do was buy something and hold on to it for a couple days, and it would come back and push up higher, and you'd make money. Literally, you could touch anything and make money in this market. Now that that hasn't been working, people have been slowly bleeding out accounts, blowing up, getting into desperation mode, and panicking. But you know, the more you do this, you show up every day, you manage your risk, you take it one day at a time, good healthy practices, you can see a career in doing this. You just have to go about it the right way. Stop trying to go about it, I'm going to get filthy rich from this, because it's an everyday grind, just like a 9-to-5 job. See, this is what I mean. There's a lot more opportunities out here than just that PHUN. See, you got SONM here too. This stock just went from 60 cents in one day. It ran up to $1.22. Holds back around that $1 level here. It pulled back to around that $1, and then it ramped up to $1.50. Holds back again right at that $1 level, then it ramps up to $1.60. So there was multiple opportunities on this, and all you really had to have done was focus on getting in at around that $1. Don't stress yourself out and trying to pinpoint the exact bottom, because nobody is ever going to predict the exact bottom. As long as the way I teach here at Trading Learning 101, man, if you can just focus on levels of interest and base your entries and exits off of levels, stop trying to pinpoint prices. Stock at $1, it can come down to 90 cents, 85 cents. Put your risk down at 75 cents, it didn't even come close to it, right? So focus on levels and give a stock room to move and breathe. It's a lot less stressful. From that $1, this stock went down to 87 cents. So it fell 12 pennies below that $1. But if you would have put your risk at 75 cents and thought in terms of, I'll risk about 25 cent. That's where your 3-to-1, 4-to-1 ratios come from. So 75 cent right there, that red line. Stock didn't even come near it. And it ran up. $1.50. Looks like it's about to be making its way to $2 soon. Remember the saying too, people like to naturally overcomplicate things because it's the easy thing to do. You don't need to make trading hard, man. And look at charts and technical analysis, man. Look at it like art. There's nothing technical about technical analysis. There's nothing technical about it. All you're doing is blowing through stocks and charts, and you're looking for opportunity that you see. And we're all going to see opportunity in different places. Don't forget that. That's why when I teach people here, a lot of people run away and get turned off on how I teach, because I'm not here telling people buy here, sell there, or hey, you guys should buy this stock. I don't want to hand out stock picks like that. I actually want to teach you guys to spot opportunity for yourself, because once you learn this skill, and as I say too, if you trust in the process, those who trust in the process will be champions. If you just trust in the process, man, this is a skill that you will have for the rest of your life, dude. And nobody can take that from you. That's why I created this. Those who stay will be champions. And we've had a lot of members here that recently have been hitting their 1-year anniversary. And they were all literally just this week talking about how much progress they've all had. And they just can't believe how much they've grown from day one to now. And they see the potential. They see it. And we've seen a lot of people come and go. A lot of people. This isn't something you can just pick up and learn in a couple months. It takes time. Crazy to see MULN getting so much attention now. I swung it for a few weeks back, had an average of around 63 cents on it, and sold on that first run to $2. Yeah, man. That was a phenomenal play. You were super, super early to the party, Rome. Super early, dude. But hey, man, you did a fantastic job with this trade. I would still be proud of that. And you want to look at it. A good thing to always study and look at too is your euphoric chart. Where is it at? This chart right here. Because we see this happen all the time, don't we? Like you were with that MULN trade, Rome, you were like right in here, I would say. Right in here getting in on it. Like you were super early, but you're here every day. You get to pick up on these. You've seen so many plays play out. You have it burnt into your head and you're starting to trust yourself more. And that's where you start making your money. There's a lot of good opportunities on this MULN. And the higher it goes, the more volume chase after it. Perfect example, always look back to GameStop. When everybody was talking about GameStop, and then look at how quickly it fell. CFVI, yeah, that was the one that ran with DWAC. Yep. Even CFVI, this is looking pretty good. With that, see? DWAC, we were just talking about that for a continuation move. This just perked up Friday with DWAC. So if DWAC continues to push up, this CFVI could definitely follow. It's got the setup too. We went sideways here at 11. My pen ain't working no more. MULN or CFVI. We went sideways here at this 11, and it's just starting to break out from this range that it was in. If it can pull back and hold this 1150, we could push up to here at that 1250s, 13, and then 1350, 14. So CFVI with DWAC. Keep your eyes on it. They like running together, CFVI and DWAC. Today's traders think they can just buy and hold. I am still holding 20% from $5. A share on AMC. I rinsed at 60. It's new swing strategy I've been learning that worked on MULN. Slowly, extremely slowly building a position on it. It's just natural when you come out with strategies. It's just markets are always evolving and changing with the market cycles and what's going on in the world. It's not about people finding out about the strategy. It's about evolving with the market, I would say. That's why it pays to be very observant as a person and a trader on what you're seeing every day when you show up, putting together what you've been seeing play out time and time again. And that's where I call them themes. What are the themes that you've guys been seeing lately? Like, remember back early this year, we picked up on, what was it? New name IPOs were heating up and coming back and popping off. And then that stopped. And still today, we see a couple of them come back and pop off. And then it went from new name IPOs to, what was it? Energy stocks and oil stocks were hot for a second. There's always going to be something trending in the markets. Always. Which reminds me, China-related stocks. China-related stocks, keep an eye out. Let me run through the screener here. See if there's any worthy names to throw on the list. GTLB. This one had a good run. $35 up to $65. See, man, that's opportunity, dude. This stock doubled in value in 3 trading days. From $35 right there. In 3 days, this thing went to $65, doubling in value. Where are you going to go in the world to make that type of opportunity on your money in 3 days? That's why you guys should want to learn this game and obsess over it. Because there's just so much opportunity out here. And you don't hear any of them on CNBC talk about these types of stocks. That's what baffles me. Nobody talks about the opportunity that we see every single day in the markets. Rome C, it sounds like you're wanting to dabble and get interested in position trading. I'll tell you what, man, if you get involved with position trading, dude, you can make a buttload of money, dude. A buttload of money. Position trading, that's some boss level shit there. I think you can do it though, man. I do. You got a lot of talent under your belt, Rome. DNMR. This every other stock we pull up, they all had really good epic runs all week. It's like everything went up. AFRM, we already talked about this one. I mean, that's just crazy. From $26 in 4 trading days, it trended all the way up to a high of $42. Again, almost doubling in value. Yeah, there are so many stocks. I could add on so many names to the list. This YY. That's an interesting looking chart. This could run up to 50. SunPower or this stock sounds familiar. Let's take a look. I would say with SUNW, you would want to see it hold like 250s, this level and range right here. If it can pull back and build up off of this, push up, and then break through 4, it'll run up to 6, that 200-day moving average. There is potential there, but then you got to ask yourself, and that's the ultimate question, how long am I willing to tie up my money for this to play out, right? Because the greatest question of all is, you can see what's setting up and happening, which we don't know how long it's going to take for this to do it. or if the plan will even work at all. Because this thing could slowly fade back down to 2 and then break 2 and continue to fall. But if you continue to just monitor it every day, keep tabs on it, see how it's building off of your levels, that's when you could start averaging in on a position. And if it's building up in levels, big picture idea, and it's making progress, that's what you want, right? So after it leveled out here at 2 and it pushed up to 250 and then it pulled back right here, it's technically building in levels. Even with that pullback and that pullback, it's continuously building up higher. It's higher lows. So as long as you're making progress, if this stock continues to hold up at 250, you could run back up, retest 4, and then you'll break over 4, get that run to $5, $6. And then, man, swing trading, it's a lot more work, man. I'm not going to beat around the bush and just feed you what you want. You got to read into the SEC filings, you know? You got to know if there are any investors tied into this stock. Is the company looking for money? Are they desperate for money? Do they have anything going for them? You got to dig a lot more into this type of stuff with swing trading. It's a lot more work. The technicals look decent, but then you got to dig into the filings. See, because you don't want to get in on a stock like this and start accumulating a position and then wake up one morning and the stock's gapping down 50% because they did a 200 million direct offering, right? That's where you save your butt by reading into the SEC filings. It's got a shot, SUNW, as long as it keeps building, I'd say. Yeah, I would say, Daniel, if you want to get involved with swing trading, here's a golden tip, man, that's going to save you. If you want to be a swing trader, stop focusing on penny stocks. Swing trade and focus on the stocks that already have established themselves. Focus and swing trade stocks that are already popular. Stocks like Uber, Twitter, Snapchat, stocks like that. They got good volume every day. They're established companies. Everybody knows about them. A lot of really good swing trading opportunities with these medium cap stocks. Not a lot of newer people think to swing trade these types of stocks. They always gravitate to penny stocks. You're going to find a lot more consistency with medium cap stocks. Position trading, I'm going to look that up because I've been learning this strategy but didn't know there was a name to it. I've been applying the same strategy to building a position on BVXY and SYTA. Yeah, man, position trading. BVXV, that's what it is. Yeah, position trading, it's just like a huge institution would. If they see opportunity on something and they think it's bottoming out, they just slowly start averaging in. on it. And then when it starts ramping up and going, that's when they start selling their lots. Yeah, you got a little good bottom going there on BVXV. It's a pharmaceutical. Be cautious of that. Yeah, something like this, it got beat down so much. It's starting to go sideways. If they ever put out a press release, man, and you got a big position, you're in the money. The thing that sucks, though, with penny stocks, man, it's the volume, you know? And there's so many stocks out there. I would have a real strict criteria. And don't go pursuing these swing or position trades. Remember, the trades will come to you. They'll fall into your lap, right? Yeah, there were just so many stocks that went on really big runs. It's going to be kind of hard. This watch list is already big going into next week, and we don't know what's going to be gapping up Monday. STNE. That was another one. That was the hot stock on Friday. HTCR. See, this one's building up nicely. Rome. Look at the daily chart too. This is the one, this is something I would focus on. This is it's a newer name IPO. It opened up here at $5. And when it opened, it had a quick pop to 620. And then it faded down all the way to $2. And it's been flatlining. And you see how it's starting to build up, round out. This thing could run up to 3, break over that 3, run up to 350, 4, 455. Before you know it, it could be at its highs. And you got a nice position because you've been just accumulating and accumulating and accumulating and accumulating. And that big run up, that's where you make your big payday. That's position trading. There's potential in this one, HTCR. And also, it's not a pharmaceutical. It's a hardcore enterprise. They just closed out a $15 million public offering back in February 14th. So they just did an offering 2 months ago, or a month ago. HTCR. See, this is something that would fall into your lap, and you could just see the potential. Let me add a few of these names to my watch list. RDBX, Root, KODK, SDC. I won't add the airliners. NIO, ARQQ, LCID, Gamestop, AMC, PIK, looks like we're good. Yep, and then we'll see what gaps up Monday morning. Man, a lot of stocks. There's another China name right there. Let me go to FinViz real quick and see if I can look that up. KWEB. I mean, you could look up China. Under 50 million. The price is over $5. IMAB. CD had a good run. From 4 to 750. Ooh, that DAO is gearing up. Look at the daily chart. See how it's gearing up right here? To run up and test that 9. Break over 9, run to 10. If it breaks 10, it's got room to run to about 1150. Volume's been picking up on it. I'd say at least 11 it's got room to run up to. DAO. Sohu, that's a familiar name. There's Craig, CREG. This one ran in the past. $2.5 million. Yeah, Craig ran in the past. This one's been gearing up. You got a nice squeeze forming here. CREG gets up over 750. It'll run $10. You got the moving averages getting real tight here. See, it's gearing up on the weekly. Right up to 10. That's a good one. I'll add it to my list. Looks like it's got a cup and handle forming here. Cup and handle breakout. KXIN. Another penny stock. Yeah, looks good. Push up to $1.50. $2. Daily looks good. If you're into penny stocks, yeah, it's worth watching. You'd probably want... It's hard. You don't want to see it fall down below $1. So it can fall back down. But as long as it holds up above that $1 and continues to build, even $1.20, if you can hold above $1.20, build up off that, push to $1.50, hold back, continue to build up, you got potential. Stocks under $2, $3 though, not my style. But if you see opportunity there, it looks good. Oh yeah, another one from last week. Bumble went on a nice good run too. Bumble ran from $21 up to $30. Nice $9 per share run. See, for me, you guys, this is where I see opportunity. Stocks that are running dollars. I can pick up 500, 1,000 shares. Stock runs up a couple bucks. That's good money. Even if you were to have 250 shares, runs up $2, that's $500 in your pocket. I love these stocks that move dollars. I feel I can manage my risk and my reward a lot better with these types of stocks. Seems like ever since the SPY broke its downtrend, there's been a lot of good opportunities with breakout trades. Yeah, the SPY we talked about already. If you look at the daily chart, we've broke out of our downtrend, and we said, if you really think about it and you zoom out, it really looks like a bull flag, doesn't it? Like the stock pulled back for 3 months with a nice bull flag, and this could be the next round up. So we could see the market rally back and push to all-time new highs. It's definitely a possibility. I wouldn't write it out. And that's a good strong breakout from that. So going into next week, I would watch for us to pull back to our resistance trend line here on the daily chart and ride that as support and build up off that. So like I said, I think the beginning of the week, we're going to start off slow, but then as the week progresses, that's when we're going to get our momentum back, and we'll will bounce back up off that trend line up to new highs. So a nice pullback this week, probably back down to 435 with the SPY, that trend line. And if we can build off of that and ride it, next stop is to the upside. And this is where you long-term investors, this is where it pays, and you got to look at this as opportunity. Every single week out of your paycheck, if you would have just been accumulating and accumulating and accumulating and accumulating, all those accumulations, you're about to shoot up in profit. And that's where you make your money work for you. So the last 3 months, you could have been accumulating. This next run up is where you're really going to make all your money work for you. That's why it pays for long term to invest in the indexes. They're designed to go up. I mean, look at this. Look at that nice big rally. But with all the dips, look at dips as opportunity. We've been going for just over 2 hours. I got my weekly watch list posted here for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I'll see you guys Monday morning for the start of a new week. And we got 2 weeks left of trading in March. So it's still March Madness, and March Madness has been living up to its name. A lot of good rallies last week, a lot of good runs. Let's be open-minded Monday.